Hi, it's Mike here again, bringing you another review video in collaboration with Factory Direct Hobbies. Well, I've just come to the end of this sensational kit. It's Trumpeter's 1 in 32nd scale F-35 A Lightning II. Really great kit. Now, this is the final element of a trio of kits that I've made like this. I've made the A variant, which is the one that the Air Force uses and various other Air Forces around the world. The B variant, which is used by the United States Marine Corps and the Royal Navy, which is their short takeoff vertical landing version of this. And then the F-35C, which is the US Navy version with the longer range, bigger wings, better low speed performance capabilities. So what I figured I'd do, rather than just simply reviewing this kit, I figured I'd review all three for you and talk about what might make your decision between them if you're just looking to make an F-35. So why don't we have a closer look at these three models that I've got here. Okay, well, before we get started on anything, I mean, here's my hand. I wear a large glove. You can see that these are all really big models. They're really impressive. The level of surface detail on all of them is just fantastic. It really can't be faulted. Trumpeter have done a fantastic job. I think it's particularly picked out on this F-35A, which is the left-hand one as I'm looking at them here. Because of this aggressor color scheme that I've put onto it, you can really see that the rivet detail on this thing pops, and it's sensational. The crispness of the detail is as much as you could ever hope for with a model kit. It really is very good. Up there with the best kits that are available out there. So let's have a quick look at the differences between the various aircraft. I find this really interesting, and I've really enjoyed making these three separate ones because it's really highlighted the differences between them. So the F-35A has this gun mount on the left-hand side of the fuselage, which the other two don't have. It's kind of broadly the same as the B in terms of general geometry. As you can see, the cockpit is a little bit wider on the B than on the A, but let's address the elephant in the room with the B. The B really is quite distinctive in the things that it has. Obviously it has the lift fan at the front, the intake which feeds into the engine coming in through the top as well. It has another vent in the bottom, which is all fully modelled in the Trumpeter kit, and the moving exhaust. Now all of that is fully configurable. You can have all of this stuff at the front closed if you want to. You can have the exhaust posed in the up or the down positions. You can close the vents in the bottom. I opted to have them open because that was the really quintessential feature of the B versus the other two. But that's all fully modelled in there. The weapons loads are available the same for all of them. You can make them in beast mode, which this one shows with the wing pylons, or in just a stealth mode, which I did with the A without the pylons. So just because you don't see that on here doesn't mean it's not available on it. I just chose not to model that this time round. One of the things that the A does have that the B and the C don't have is you can pose the refueling port open or closed on the A version. I elected to go for it closed because I was looking to replicate with this one, but you can have that open as well. And I really like that. I think that's a nice touch. I think that shows one of the sort of like the more unique features of the aircraft. I really like that. Really cool, really nice feature. Now the C, as I said in the intro section, has the bigger wings, and they look really cool. They look really imposing. It perhaps takes it away from that traditional F-35 look that you'd see. The C certainly looks more unusual. I mean, you can really see that when you compare it to, like, look at the size of the flaps on the C variant, which is for the low-speed handling for landing on aircraft carriers. Now, I really like that. I think it's really cool. I think it's really interesting. Might not be for everyone. So in terms of construction, the C is easier to build, and the C is easier to build. The predominant reason that the C is easier to build is that the fuselage and wings come in a clamshell design. So the wings are actually molded onto the central fuselage. Now, for a more advanced modeler, that perhaps reduces a bit of the skill that's required in building, so that may be a factor for you. But it removes any question of any seam lines in these areas and makes assembly super easy. So perhaps if you're more of a novice modeler, the C might be the better option for you. Obviously, that I've painted my sea in this sort of warm colours. You could do it in the grey as well. You know, don't take the colour into account when deciding. That was totally my choice to do it like this, but it could equally look like this Marine Corps one. Also worth noting, this colour scheme doesn't come with the Trumpeter one. I made this custom for myself because that's what I really wanted to have on this model, to replicate some photos that I'd seen. But you could equally do something like this. It's just masking and spraying. So I think to kind of sum up a little bit, they're all sensational kits. Really, really fun to build. They go together very, very smoothly. A couple of areas where you have to have a little bit of care with them. The glass of the canopy doesn't fit particularly well, but a little bit of filing along these back edges gets them to fit in, and that was common across the whole range. Little bit disappointing, but the fit is actually really good. If you just adjust it a little bit, it just involves taking, you know, like a 1/16 of an inch, something like that, or, you know, a millimetre off the back of the canopy. So nothing that's impossible, just takes a little bit of care and patience to do it. But as I say, I have really enjoyed making these. I would definitely make any one of these again. Huge fun. All available at Factory Direct Hobbies at their normal sensational prices. So if you've got room for one of these things, then I heartily recommend you to make one, because they're so much fun and you won't regret it. Anyway, happy modelling, everyone.